What if you found out you only had 4 years left to live? How would you live your remaining years? What changes, if any, would you make? In this video, I'll share 4 things I'm working on every day to ensure I make the most of my 60s, just in case I only have 4 years left. Why 4 years, I hear you ask? Well, as I record this video, it was 10 years ago today that David Bowie died, just 2 days after his 69th birthday. I'm 65 in 3 weeks' time, and suddenly 69 doesn't feel that far away. So to mark the 10th anniversary of David Bowie's death, I'm asking myself this question: what if I only had 4 years left to live? Let's face reality, if you're a 65-year-old man, there is every chance you will make 70 and live for many years after that. So please don't think I'm being pessimistic here. It's just that David Bowie didn't make it. And I'm well aware of other people in my life who didn't, or likely won't make 70 either. A friend from school died a few years back from cancer at only 62 years of age. Then there's my old boss from when I first got into recruitment in my 20s. He's got dementia and he's in his mid-60s. And there's the husband of a good friend of my wife. He's got a severe form of Parkinson's disease, and he's only 63. Listen, I'm sure you'll know of similar examples in your life. I've read that in the UK and the US, around 90% of 65-year-old men are expected to live to be 70. But that also means that 10% don't make it. That's 1 in 10. Now, if you're a betting man, you'll know that's odds of 9 to 1. So the odds that you don't make it to 70 are 9 to 1. Listen, of course, I understand those are just averages. Your personal odds depend entirely on many factors that I just won't get into in this video. But all the same, those are not long odds. Think about it. A 9 to 1 chance that you'll only have 4 more New Year's Eves, 4 more summers, 4 more football seasons to follow your favourite team, Leeds United, 4 more US Masters golf tournaments to watch, 4 more chances to celebrate your child's birthday. That's all. Many things you've always wanted to do in life would be left undone. Here's what I've learned about deadlines and timescales. They bring focus and clarity. When time feels unlimited, you drift. But when time feels finite, everything becomes more focused and clearer. It's amazing how you stop wasting energy on things that don't matter. You stop postponing joy. You stop waiting for permission. I quit the rat race at 44 and I drifted and wasted time early on, and then I started working on things that really mattered to me. Teaching, helping, sharing what I'd learned, because the clock doesn't stop. Not for any of us. So if I knew, truly knew, that I had just 4 years left to live, what would I prioritise? Well, let's get into it. Here's what I'd do. 1. I'd create more than I consume. I'd spend less time scrolling and watching Netflix and more time making things. Particularly recording my life and wisdom as a legacy for my son. I'd take photos, I'd make videos, I'd write in my journal every day chronicling my life. I'd share a lifetime of knowledge. The things I've learned, the mistakes I've made, it would all go in there. He's 27 years of age and I'm sure it'll help him on his life's journey after I'm gone. And I'd also spend more time for me on my creative hobbies. I enjoy painting, drawing cartoons. Because what you leave behind isn't what you watched on Netflix, it's what you created. 2. I'd tell people what they mean to me. I'd stop assuming there's always more time. I'd focus on the people that really matter, and that's family and very close friends. And I would discard those that don't in a heartbeat. With a deadline of only 4 years, I wouldn't waste another minute on them. I would call my close friends often and meet them regularly to walk, drink together and reminisce about our school days in the 70s. We'd laugh at stories of us wearing high-waisted baggy trousers, platform-soled shoes and copying Bowie's Ziggy Stardust hairstyle without the red dye. My mother just wouldn't let me do that. I'd say the things I've been meaning to say for years. Because if you knew the clock was ticking, you wouldn't save your best words for later. 3. I'd serve with what I know. I'd double down on helping others, not with charity, not giving away money, and certainly not in the pursuit of money. Those days are long gone. But I'd want to pass on what I've learned on life's long road of hills, bends, roadblocks and cul-de-sacs. I'd mentor, teach, write, sharing experiences that might help someone else on their journey. Maybe that's you, especially if you're in your 50s and your 60s and feel like time is slipping away and with it life's purpose. Because knowledge hoarded is wasted and knowledge shared can change someone's life. 4. I'd stop apologising for enjoying my life. I'd live in a way that feels honest and authentic, not cautious. I don't want to worry about imaginary problems. Living life on my terms, not other people's. I'd travel more, I'd laugh more, I'd wear whatever I like, especially my David Bowie rock t-shirts. I'd care not what others think of me. I'd ignore the critics and the naysayers, and I'd banish the traitors. I'd throw caution to the wind, I'd dance barefoot on the beach, and I'd paddle in the sea every chance I got. Because after 60, joy isn't optional, it's absolutely essential. Now let me ask you something. If you knew you had just 4 years left on this earth, would you keep doing what you're doing now? Would you keep waiting for the right time? Would you be saving for a rainy day? Would you be worrying about your imaginary problems? Or would you finally start the thing that's been quietly calling you for years? A trip, a book, a conversation, a business, a YouTube channel even. Are you living as if you've got decades left? Well, maybe you do. Maybe you don't. Who knows? But one thing's for sure, only you can change what you do with time that you've got left. And the only time that really matters is this moment right now. So what would you change if this was your final 4 years? What would you do differently if you had only 4 years of life left? Let me know in the comments. I read them all and I really do appreciate you taking the time to join in. If this video stirred something in you, do one thing today. Just one. Something that moves the needle and you closer to the life you actually want. I hope David Bowie is watching us from heaven and he's up there singing all his hits. He didn't waste his final years. They were some of the most productive of his life, even though he knew he was dying. So don't waste yours. If you're over 60, there's still plenty of life to live. I urge you to refuse to drift quietly into old age. If this video resonated with you, watch this one next. It's about the 7 things you should ditch after 60 for instant happiness. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Why 4 years, I hear you ask? Well, as I record this video, it was 10 years ago today that David Bowie died. Just 2 days after his 69th. Now, if you're a betting man, and I have to admit I am, you'll know that those are if you're a betting man, you'll know. And I would discard those that don't fit that. And I would discard. We'd laugh at stories of